Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let me just pin the title. This is from volume 3. Hi. Volume 3. Heart of the Matter. Okay, post. Happy Wednesday, guys. Today I'm reading from The Heart of the Matter. It's volume 3 in the Gerald Kraak Anthologies. For those who are only joining me for the first time today, I've been reading from the Gerald Kraak Anthologies every Wednesday. I like today's lighting. Okay, let me see. So no, it's too much. But anyway, so today's reading is from volume 3. I know I read from volume 3 last week as well, but I really am enjoying volume 3. Hold on. Before there's noise from Hi, I have class in half an hour and just couldn't skip today. Thanks for joining. Okay, let me just shift this. I want it to be here. Okay, cool. So today's reading is from The Impossibility of Home. I'm going to read Idza Luhumyo's bio first, and then I will start with the reading. It should be less than 30 minutes, and then we'll be done. Okay, so Idza Luhumyo was born in Mombasa, Kenya. She obtained her LLB degree from University of Nairobi. Her fiction writing has appeared in Jalada Africa, Writivism, Short Story Day, Africa's Migrations Anthology, Queer Africa 2. So Queer Africa is also an anthology. So there's Queer Africa 1 and 2. I'm not sure if they have a third one. That's another anthology that I actually think is very, very important to have. And some of her fiction writing has also appeared in Bapash, Literary and Arts Quarterly, and the Johannesburg Review of Books. I should actually check that out. Idza's work explores the broad themes of home, belonging, displacement, memory, language, music, class, and the everyday lives of women who live on the edges of the social order. So, The Heart of the Matter. These stories capture the essence of the African LGBTQI plus community and showcase some of Africa's most talented writers. The anthology gives a voice to those who would otherwise be marginalized, and it insists that differences must be recognized, embraced, and celebrated. I actually want to read what... Okay, no, it's fine. It's too long. Okay, so this is The Impossibility of Home. So I actually have a... Oh yeah, I wanted to read this. The Gerald Kraak Anthologies was created in honor of the late activist Gerald Kraak's extraordinary legacy of supporting human rights. This award advances his contribution to building a world that is safe and welcoming to all. The unique award calls for multi-layered, brave, and stirring African voices that represent a new wave of fresh storytelling, one that provokes thought on the topics of gender, social justice, and sexuality. So, with COVID, I'm not quite sure if the the submissions took place this year. So, but yeah, if you're interested, you must just check out jakana.co.za, because I know in June that's when they were actually taking submissions for the previous volumes. So this is volume 2. I've also read from this before, so some of the videos are actually saved on IGTV. You can check that out, and YouTube as well. So there's photography, there's poetry, there's everything that has to do with African perspectives, social justice, and sexuality. This is The Impossibility of Home by Idza Luhumyo. Okay, hold on. Let me just have some water. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hello. I see you, everybody. Thank you for joining. How are you? Okay. Privately, I rename your city. I start calling it the city of restlessness. Everywhere I look, I see people who find that they cannot make a home here. People who are always on their way to better elsewheres. People on whom the city hangs like an ill-fitting coat. Here, people seem to have little use for the present. Instead, everything is held to ransom by the regrets of the past and the possibilities of the future. That's a powerful intro. Perhaps Nairobi is simply an outline I'm coloring in with my own restlessness. We humans have an uncanny way of imposing bits and pieces of ourselves on places. Perhaps this is my mark. Back home, I'm famous for my itchy feet. I've told you about that time my grandmother lowered her voice to a husky whisper and said to my mother, "I wonder what our girl did in her past." "Why?" my mother asked. "Because God played a dirty trick on her," grandmother said. Why take with one hand what you give with the other?" Mother's swift response was, "I've never known God to make mistakes." My name is Santa, and this is what it entails. A gap in my front teeth, a laugh that can make walls move, an absent father, a love for lemon pickles, a talent for turning words into swords, and a body with only one leg. I am finally in Nairobi. Nairobi, what we mean when we say Kenya. Nairobi, brighter lights, bigger city. Somewhere in my notebook is a hastily scribbled note. It is easy to look. It is not easy to see. I came all this way because no matter how carefully I looked, I could not see my hometown. It was too close. Everything was right there by my face. Oh, it was too close. Everything was right there in my face. But Nairobi is new to me. There is enough distance between the city and I. I can begin to see it clearly. This city is not yet tainted with my memories. There are no places I avoid because of this one thing or the other. It is unmarked territory for me. I want to learn how Nairobi works. I want to lose myself in this place, to see whether I can begin to build a life here. To do this, I must find a way to understand its rhythms and see where I fit in the chaos. I need a guide. So I do what I've been neglecting to do all this while. I call you. And now we are two. You are Sophia. I am Santa. Together, we are a nuisance, walking aimlessly around the city, being a pain to those who have actual places to go. You visit my house in Umoja, and I show you the pride that is my apartment. You ask, why Umoja? I tell you that I am fond of Umoja, even though its looks are against it. I like this quarter because it has the suspicion of a charming past about it. It makes me think of an elderly musician who was all the rage in his youth, but has now been slowed down by time. This place makes me feel like I live in a time, not a place, I say. You frown, smile, as if you suddenly stumble upon mirth right there in the midst of your confusion. Then you say, "In what color shall we paint these walls?" In my kitchen, I imagine to impress you with my recipe of chicken cooked in coconut milk. Later, we sit on the kitchen floor and you show me your tattoos. You tell me that they signify the 3 great losses of your life. Everyone must have a record of their private aches, you say. I get tattoos. You scribble in your notebook. It's all the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Did you guys ever, were you guys into, or are you still into journaling? I actually want to read that sentence again. Everyone must have a record of their private aches, you say. I get tattoos, you scribble in your notebook. It's all the same thing. You talk like a poet, I say. We go through my wardrobe and weed out all the bright colored clothes. You've decided that I look nicer in blacks and grays. I fish out blue hair dye from among my things and repaint my bathroom blue in the process of dyeing your hair. As we sit outside in the sun waiting for your hair to dry, you explain my face to me as if it were some kind of theory. You say, your face is interesting to look at. What I mean is that you're beautiful in an interesting way. The features of your face are individually striking. You have gorgeous eyes, a lush mouth, and nice cheekbones. But it's all chaos. There's no harmony. You've got too many pretty things on your face, and every feature cries to stand out. I'm not sure whether to feel insulted or not, I say. You frown. Then you say, Santa, I have decided that you are a woman on the brink of stunning beauty, and that's a compliment. When darkness falls, we sit on my bed, sipping tea and feeling like brand new people. You with your blue hair and me with my gray and black clothes. You start telling me about this place on Kimati Street where they play bongo music all night and where the light is always right, and where, if you perch on the long stools with your skirt riding up your thighs and your butt hanging off the stool just right, and a man on his way home will ask the bartender to keep the drinks coming for you. I say, Sophia, let's go and try out our new selves on the world. We're outside this club on Kimati Street, and we've been standing here for about half an hour. We've been shifting our weight from crutch to crutch, and our spirits have been falling further with every bewildered look that people give us. One man raises his voice. Why don't they just buy from a local and drink from home? Another man shakes his head. I thought I'd seen all wonders, he says. So it happens that as we stand outside the club, waiting to be deemed worthy to get in, we discover that we are a wonder. That our presence here is itself a wonder. But we don't feel like wonders. We're just two women who want cold beers. We know we should walk away, but that requires more courage than we can muster between us. So we keep waiting and waiting, avoiding each other's eyes. Finally, a man in a suit, the club manager, perhaps, steps outside and whispers something into the ears of the bouncers at the door. They allow us to enter. We get stools at a spot where we can watch the Nairobi night. The beers are brought and we drink in silence. Then, unable to bear it any longer, I say to you, Sophia, these beers are not that cold and the stools are not even that high. Come on, this place is not even that good to be charging us $3.50 for a beer. Can we please go? We find that we cannot say one word to each other as we walk to the bus station. Later, when I get home, you call me. You say, "So, sister, from now on, let's just stick to the places where we're actually wanted, okay?" Okay, I say. Here is the first lesson of the city. Don't go where you're not wanted. A few weeks later, I say to you, show me the places you like. So you take me to bookshops and art galleries and thrift shops and museums. You take me to the oldest buildings in the city and watch me as I graze my hands over the old mildewed stone. We get on buses going to places like Londiani and Ndia and Gishugu. We travel just to go and see what's happening. There is no method to the places we visit. We are simply two women who take our whims seriously. We just want to keep moving. We want our eyes to glaze over new places. We want new material with which to fill our conversations. We want new things to remember. I tell you about my theory of Nairobi's restlessness, about this constant movement its people have, as if being propelled forward, always forward by some kind of force. It's the only way. You say, here, you must keep moving. Otherwise, the sand swallows you whole. On the buses, we talk loudly about books and people and places and ideas that only we know of. You confide your weakness for men from the lakeside. I confirm mine for a man who knows how to roll his tongue around Kiswahili words. We try not to think about the future, aspiring only as far as the next bus stop, as far as our next outfits, as far as our next meal. We live out our lives as if we are in an Otis Redding song, full of longing and wistfulness and sappy melancholy. And later, when the buses deposit us in nondescript towns that only appear on the 9 o'clock news for bad things, we walk around and ask for the most outrageous of things, things that could never exist in such places: tattoo parlors, fish pilau, crop tops. We are secretly pleased when we are rewarded with a shaking of heads and confused frowns. We spend some of our days sitting in small town cafes, waiting for the next thing. Somehow, we've gotten it into our heads that we are the leads in an indie art film, and we are road tripping through lazy, dusty towns, drinking cup after cup of bad coffee, coughing our way through packs and packs of cheap cigarettes and punctuating our sentences with curses. When you call home, your mother hears the effect of cigarettes on your voice and only asks that you don't return home with darkened lips. One afternoon, you look me in the eye and say, "Hey, soul sister, tell me about him, even a little." I tell you there's nothing to say. You say, "Okay, what do you remember most about him?" "I have no memories of him," I say. "Thankfully, he left before he could take up space in my life." Mother used to call it a kind of kindness. You chuckle. It can only be called a cruel kindness. Then tell me about your mother's memories of him. She never said much about him, I say. It was too painful for her. They met and then they had me. He left right after I was born. Was it because of you? I think so. You know, I never even met the man. Yet here I am, lugging his name around with me. Another afternoon, another cafe. You look up from the book you're reading and say, "Soul, sister, where is he now, your father?" Is it why you came to Nairobi? Oh, okay, hold on. You look up from the book you're reading and say, "Soul, sister, where is he now, your father?" Here, I say. Is it why you came to Nairobi? No, I say. Then later, I say softly, "I don't know, Ace. Maybe." I dress in black, as if I'm on my way to a funeral. Perhaps I am. In Westlands, I get lost for about an hour before I find the building. I choose to heave myself up the stairs so that I can have enough time to change my mind and return to my life. I am a spectacle. This is the kind of building where concerned people ask to help you. "May I please help you?" they say. It gives me enormous pleasure to reject their help. Sometimes help is just a bother. Help me with my life instead. I want to scream at them. I sit in the reception lounge of a large office and watch people walk past me, their minds taken up by what seem to be important things. About an hour later, I sit across from a man who has squeezed himself into a crisp white shirt. I watch shock travel up and down his face as his eyes travel up and down my body. He looks like he's making quick dash into the past to retrieve the connections that will help make him make sense of the reality sitting awkwardly across from him. "I've wanted to meet you for a long time," I say to him. "I think you are my father." He coughs and then falls quiet. Finally, he asks, "How is your mother?" "Dead." "Oh my, I didn't know." "Grandmother is dead too, so you can stop sending the money now." "The money was for you. I'm sorry. God, I don't know your name." "Santa." "Santa. Okay, I see." He goes quiet again. Moments pass, and then he says, "She named you after her mother." "She also named me after you," I say. "I think she might have loved you." He gets up and opens the windows. He goes to the other side of the room and switches off the light. Anything but to sit still in this nightmare, it seems. I search the lines on his face for clues. I'm trying to see if there's any trace of myself in this man. He sits down and starts to talk about Mombasa, going on and on about the Mombasa of his younger days. I get my phone out of my bag and show him a little of Mombasa. The Mombasa of the 1990s is long gone, I tell him. Places don't remember people, you know. I get my, oh gosh, that, wow. Places don't remember people, you know. That is so sad. Like, we didn't even know that she, it seems like he didn't even know that she existed. Okay. Oh wow, doesn't know her name. Yeah, I know, right? Like Sintatu. This sounds like a beautiful memoir type love letter. I love it. Yeah. Um Also got, oh, lit x underscore spaces, also got that vibe, and it's worded so precisely. Yeah, it is. She writes very beautifully. um Bookshops, galleries, and museums, a woman after my own heart. Yeah. Go monate ko jwale. Cells. I'm not consistent in my journaling. Oh, okay. So Zindat is answering to the journaling question. So places don't remember people, you know. Then I show him places. Then I show him pictures of mother's house and the flowers she grew outside it. It's a beautiful house, he says. And she got to grow her own flowers. She always wanted to do that. She built that house because of your money, I say. Santa, the money was all to provide for you. I am a responsible man. My name is unrecognizable in his mouth. I regret handing it to him so easily. I tell you to stop sending the money. It was not even difficult to find you, I say. I was not hiding, Santa. Don't call me that. Sorry, guys. It's my network. He's a responsible man. Because imagine. Sorry, guys, about that. That was the pause was my network. I think he did know because he kept sending money and he said it was meant for her. But how do you send money and not even know the child's name? You know? The story is not finished, but yeah, guys, I cannot stress enough how important these anthologies are. Like, beautifully written. I don't understand how can he be a responsible parent if he actually didn't even want to know the person that he's sending the money to. Like, I'm gonna finish the story tonight, but I'm encouraging you to go buy out, to go purchase these anthologies, this anthology, these volumes. There's 3. The Heart of the Matter is what I read from. That's volume 3. And Pride and Prejudice was the first one. And then As You Like It was the second volume. So yes, that was a reading from the Gerald Kraak Anthology. I'm not going to read the whole story so that you must go buy the book. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for joining. This will be saved on IGTV and on YouTube. I've been saving everything a day later. But yeah. Thank you, Z. Z said Z's got the book, so Z's gonna finish the story. See, I'm encouraging people to read. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5. I hope you enjoyed that. Sure, these stories. So this is I'm getting a lot of displacement. I'm getting a lot of like a sense of belonging, like wanting to belong. Please go buy the book, Zinta too. Don't be like that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys are reading something else. I'm getting into Queenie for the month. It's very thick though. So I'll see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. For those who've missed out on the readings, you can check them out on the YouTube channel. It's Bookamoso Book Club on the YouTube channel as well. Yeah, bye guys.